I remember getting up today around 10:30 in the morning after I initially woke up at around 5:20 in the morning. And Mom and I went to this event that the town held. It was supposed to officially start at 5:30 p.m., but it kind of unofficially started around 5 p.m. or so, because that was around the time Mom and I walked to the town hall plaza, and we got there around 5:10 to 5:15 p.m. And most of the food trucks were already there. It was a food truck rodeo event that was also featuring a concert by the cover band The Sky Coasters. If I recall, the concert didn't really start until 6 p.m. And it lasted until about 8 to 8:30 p.m. During the concert, they played songs, they did covers of songs such as Shut Up and Dance With Me. And then they did Uptown Funk by Bruno Mars. And then they also did Surfin' USA by the Beach Boys. Though they also did some older songs too, I'm just not entirely sure on the names and authors of those older songs. This is a cheeseburger that I got from a food truck after the concert ended, right before Mom and I walked back home for something I could have later. I got the cheeseburger from, on the front of that food truck it says Italian sausage with an exclamation point, though that's likely just advertising and isn't the actual name of the food truck. The most likely name for the food truck, it would have to be something called Mary's Food. It would have to be Mary's Food because that's the text that appears on the top of the menu that lists the food options. I was also going to get a corn dog, but it turns out they were out of corn dogs. Before that point, I went to the Agana's food truck. The way I pronounced it when I tried to order it was Arachne. That was incorrect, though. It's closer to Anji. Even then, I think that one might be also incorrect, but it's supposed to be a breaded rice ball with things like peas and rice inside of it. It had some marinara sauce on top, and I put some Parmesan cheese on top of it too. I think the concert ended just as I received that rice ball, so I would have to say the concert ended closer to 8 p.m. rather than around 8:30 p.m. because I went to get that rice ball around 7:30 p.m. Towards the beginning of the concert, I got a steak kebab from the Rob's Kebabs food truck with Rob's special steak sauce. It was pretty good. The onions and peppers were good, and so was the steak. It came with 2 pieces of bread that I would likely describe as toast. That's how I describe those 2 pieces of bread in a phone call with my dad around 8:30 p.m. when, after Mom and I had walked back home. And I also opted for my side. I picked coleslaw, since it's something I genuinely like having. Even though I kind of decided to basically have a cheat day when it came to the keto diet, since today ended up being a special occasion. The town generally only holds events like this during the summer, and it's only a few times. So they only hold events like this a few times a year, according to my recollection. Yeah, I know this because the first thing I had was to get something from that Waffles Are Wild food truck. And I specifically picked out their Queen of Hearts dessert, which is 2 waffles with strawberry filling on top. On top of that, there's whipped cream with hot fudge. And then after I got that, I went to the Kona Ice truck and got a refill of that cup I brought with me that I got. If I recall correctly, according to my best recollection, it was during that 4th of July food truck rodeo that I got that Kona Ice cup. Got a refill for $3. that Mom provided. Thankful for that. And I, as usual, put on 3 different flavors of syrup, and so much syrup that you could see it beneath all of the shaved ice. In fact, when I first ate it, it overflowed a little bit and got on one of my legs and closer to one of my ankles. If I had to say, it was the right leg. Around 4:30 p.m., right before we went to the food truck rodeo, I went with Mom when she drove to Walgreens to get some things, and at that Walgreens, I got an 8-pack rainbow pack of fine-tipped markers and another such pack, only these were ultra-fine Sharpie markers. I haven't put these new markers to use yet, but I've been working on the Josh Allen styrofoam drawing today. And what I worked on mostly was on finishing the winter knit hat. Yeah, I finished it for the most part. There's just some fine detail I need to add to it. I don't think there's any need in adding, any symbols, whether that be that NY symbol, which consists of an N with some curved lines, or an NFL logo, or a Buffalo Bills logo on the sides of the winter knit hat. Because in actual photos of Josh Allen wearing that hat, there isn't really any stuff on the sides of the hat. Well, isn't really much stuff on the sides of the hat. Although, because I put the Buffalo text on the front, I ended up putting the Bills text on the back, even though in actuality the winter knit hat has it so that both of those words are kind of more toward the sides, to the front and then to the other side. That's just a sort of creative liberty I ended up taking. Due to my attempts at trying to find the winter knit hat that Josh Allen wore, and some actual pictures, I guess, I ended up finding a picture of a winter knit hat that was designed a little differently. And my next plan for Josh Allen is for me to work on the sides of the polystyrene block. In particular, I'm going to be drawing his arms first, and then as I finish sections of his arms, starting with the right side, I'll be filling in details of his jersey and his pants. Along with other details of him being a quarterback. Yeah, the band was pretty good. I enjoyed their performance. There were quite a few people at that event watching the concert. If I recall, I think Mom and I got a middle row seat. You know, a seat that's equally between the back and front of the venue seating, that sort of thing. Yeah, also, the lines for the food trucks didn't seem to be that bad for me. If I recall what flavors of syrup I put on the Kona ice, I first put on the mystery flavor, which was red in color, then the Island Rush flavor, and then the Lucky Lime flavor. Which all combined produced a pretty good result. And this is where I'm at currently for the task sets for this event. From what I recall, I didn't really have much to eat in the hours between me getting up for today and Mom and I walking to that food truck rodeo plus concert event. Just a few sticks of cheese and a cup of coffee for the most part. I think one of them were mild cheddar, and two were Kobe Jack. They were part of packs that we got from Wegmans the other day. Today was also the day I finally got around to reviewing, editing, and then ultimately uploading a UCut project file of the raw video files of that second Christmas 2021 video. that consists of footage of me at Mom's place during Christmas Day of 2021. I finally got around to it, I think, because of two reasons. Today I slept past my usual time for filming my dinner video, what I was supposed to do yesterday's, and I fell asleep without doing a Duolingo lesson. My streak was saved due to a streak freeze power-up. That's one of only a few times I recalled actually needing one. I immediately replaced the streak freeze, one of two that you can have. And then I ended up completing 2 Duolingo lessons because you can't really afford to miss days when you're part of a diamond league. The highest you can reach in Duolingo, but even so, they're not that competitive. You pretty much just have to complete maybe one lesson a day, maybe some with 2, and you'll generally be fine. The reviewing part took me at least an hour in the afternoon. And then I think the editing took another hour, and I started uploading that video around 4 p.m. And then it didn't really finish uploading until about pretty much the point at which Mom and I had gotten home from walking back from that food truck rodeo plus concert event that the town held. Actually, now that I think about it some more, I think it maybe took me roughly 45 minutes to review those raw video clips and to edit together the U-Cut project, maybe about half an hour in total. But the upload itself for that second Christmas 2021 video, that took several hours.